What's going down, everybody? Up in the shop, working on the 83 Oldsmobile Hurst. We're going to be installing QA1's Level 2 handling kit. So if you didn't see on the last video, we did everything for the Level 2 handling kit in the back. That's control arms, sway bars, coilover conversion, the whole kit and caboodle, you name it, it's back there. Awesome quality, easy install. It was awesome. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. This one's going to be on the Level 2 handling kit, everything up front. And so in this video, I'm going to show you everything that comes with the kit. We're going to be installing everything in the kit, as well as building the coilovers, doing all that stuff, so you can check that out. Go over, like, I don't know, the difficulty level of doing this. I'm definitely no pro shop. I'm just a dude that likes having fun with cars. So we'll be getting into that. Quality of the product. For one, I'm just going to start right at the very beginning and say customer service. Absolutely amazing. I've been nothing but satisfied with their professionalism and the amount of quality people that they have answers to help you along the way with everything. So one reason I did go with this kit is because the pieces, you can go through and you can build this as you go. So especially like with my 3rd gen Camaro, if you haven't checked those videos out, I've been running QA1 on it for 3 seasons now, doing autocross. Absolutely love it. When new stuff comes up, you're not changing everything about the thing. You can replace a couple things here, a couple things there, and keep it budget friendly. So let me quit talking, and I'm gonna get this stuff laid out so you can put your eyes on it firsthand right here on the table, and then we're gonna get installing. So let's do this. Like I said I was going to do, I'm going to bring you in. Hope you enjoyed that little fancy overview with music. So I'll bring you in on every single thing that's in this kit, and then we'll start getting stuff installed. So here we have our upper control arms, one opened, one wrapped up still. Like I said, their packaging is awesome. Everything comes in boxes. Everything comes wrapped up very well, protected. We got brand new hardware and pictured directions, which it's nice to have pictures because then you know if you're doing it right or doing it wrong. We got poly bushings, all tubular upper, and like I said, we got the bump stop integrated in there, and the detail just goes down, look at that, all the way down to the boot, even got their name in it. Everything is greasable. We got Zerks everywhere, nice big burly ball joint, QA1 coilovers. I threw this one together really quick just so that way we can kind of see it. Obviously it's not completely together, but I threw the rings on there. I'll go through building that whole thing out, but like I said, everything is just smooth, nothing sharp, doesn't want to cut you. Here it is packaged, nice and safe. Everything goes in the boxes. We got stickers with everything, as well as directions, our hardware, lock rings. And another cool thing about QA1 is if you can go, look at, there we go. On all their directions, there's videos, and this even has a QR scan that you can scan it and go right to the video on how to put together these coilovers or installing this stuff. I know that's why you're watching this video, and I appreciate it. Sway bar links, sway bar brackets, same thing. Nice poly bushings, Zerks. We've got our big heavy duty sway bar. I mean, look at that bad boy. Lower control arm, same thing. Greasable Zerks, poly bushings, all tubular, all the welds on it look killer. Big old beefy bottom ball joint with your bump stop. We got our QA1 logo there, and then like I said, in the box labeled. I mean, look, we even got the sweet meat sticker. Left side, yeah, it's nice. Brand new hardware, boom boom, everything we need. The only thing I don't have on here that does come in this kit, I'm going to bring you over here because I already put it all together. I went ahead and got new inner outer tie rods. Is we have the tie rod sleeve kit, which is going to be this piece right here. So it replaces this garbage. Just a nice little upgrade. Same thing, directions, everything comes well packaged and good to go. So this is everything that you're going to be getting. So tie rod sleeves, everything that we just looked at on the table, for that level 2 handling kit. Now, I'm done talking for now, and let's start putting stuff on this car. All right, well, starting on upper control arms, I got this bad boy out. We got our hardware out. We are starting with stripped frame. Everything has been pulled off. I even went ahead and pulled all the factory hardware that we will be reusing. Sandblasted it, repainted it. We will need these 2 washers right here because the directions say between the aluminum cross brace and your factory nut. The factory old setup was just steel on steel. If you put the old factory nut onto this aluminum, it's just going to mar it up. So we're going to go ahead and put washers on there. I got this side slid up there. Easy as that. Popped it in. It just goes up and over from the back. Slides right onto the hardware. And then we're going to have our camber caster shims that are going to go in back there, which I'll throw those in. And then we can throw some hardware in there. One other note, when you're pulling out your shims, obviously, you should still go get your car aligned when you're all done with this. When you pull your shims out in your shim packs, pull them out, and what I like to do is tape them into a bundle. So that way, you tape that, and you know that. You put right side, you tape that, you say right side front, then you know where they go. So when you put them back in, your camber and caster is at least the same as it was when you were driving the car beforehand, and you got a decent base to start on. So, like I said, we went ahead and sandblasted that, cleaned that up. I'll go ahead and pop those in. I figured I'll pop those bad boys in there. Some of them have a little tabs on the top, which that's kind of nice. These did not. All right, so we go there. Also, on the front of these studs, they are splined, so you knock them in and they do lock in. If it decides, it says smooth side out. If it decides it wants to spin on you, they do have a head, so you can obviously get a hold of them and hold it while you tighten it all down. Like I said, if you're ever doing this and you do have the time, you got access to a sandblaster, go ahead, clean your hardware up. It's going to save you a ton of headache. The nice thing about QA1, I mean, there's a lot of nice things. They do provide a ton of hardware, so it's nice when you get all your old stuff off. It's so junky and so tore up. You got brand new stuff to throw on there. These were in great shape. Sandblasted them, coat of paint. We're in business. Thought I had it on time lapse. Went ahead, torqued these down. They go 45 foot-pounds. Those are torqued. Got my shims in there as they were when I took it apart. I'll put you on time lapse. We'll throw this one in and go through the steps. It's really easy. Like I said, slide it on, shims, washers, nuts, Bob's your uncle. All right, both uppers are on, and I misspoke. That's 40 foot-pounds. I was just guessing off of what I read it, but it's 40 foot-pounds on that factory hardware up top. So everything is torqued. Everything's on there. Let's get the bottoms on. So now for the lower control arms. Now, like I told you, we can do this kit, like these coilovers. See, if you want to do these coilovers and you want to run all your factory stuff, this is going to go right into the factory GM bottom lower control arm. So now, when we upgrade to these QA1s, we have a different lower saddle. So it comes with this kit. Give you the old part number while we're right here, in case you're looking to do it. That's going to come with this kit, so that way we can swap out the bottom of our coilovers, because it's going to use this style and sit down into that nice little saddle right here. So we will have to do, when we build out our coilovers, we're going to have to pull this factory style off. It's just some C-clips. Those are going to come out, and then we're going to put these new guys in, new C-clips. Bob's your uncle. So let's get started just like we did reverse process. We're going to start on the passenger side. I'm going to put a little bit of lube on these poly bushings, so that way hopefully we don't have no squeaks. And let's get this thing in there. I figured I'd just bring you in. So all I did is just put a little bit of that lube, and I actually got some that came with the sway bar, so that's all I did. I just threw a little bit front and back, and then I forgot to show you, obviously, all brand new hardware with this bad boy. So this is going to be super easy. I'm going to hop up there, we're going to throw it in, reading the directions. we are not supposed to torque these. They get torqued to 80 foot-pounds, but we're not supposed to torque them until cars at ride height, which obviously makes sense. So all we're going to do is slap them into place, throw the bolts through them, and then we're ready to party. Next step, coilovers. Well, also, I figured I'd just show you all the hardware because I'm a big fan of laying stuff out. So the nice part is they give you everything, and it's like so easy to figure out where stuff goes. There's our bolts, Teflon nuts with the same color, one with a different color. New bolt. Washers, I'm going to go ahead and just stick those in because these are going to be for our new coilover setup. So that way they're ready to go. Then we got washer, ball joint nut, and new cotter pin. So like I said, I'll just throw the coilover bolts in there. That way it's already ready to go and I don't have to look for it. It's just going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and raise the lift up a little more because we got it and I'm going to use it. That'll be pretty good. Now let's grab that control arm and swing it in here. Forgot how tight these were when I did the third gen. Not struggle on the video with you. I'm gonna get them on here and then pretend like it was super easy and I popped them on the first try because they are tight like Toyota. All right, I need some more lube and a little clearance. All right, well after some finagling, I had to do the old up and down, and I finally got the screwdriver in there and we got it ready to party. Those poly bushings are nice and tight. So directions go ahead and call for hardware going nut in on both of these. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the ratchet, thread them in the rest of the way because they're nice and tight. Those poly bushings are gonna be, it's gonna be a handling machine, I tell you what. Get the nuts and the washers on. Boom, boom, one more done. Lower control arms, almost there. All right, now that I got my hardware, might as well do it real time. So washer and Teflon nut. And like I said, these do not get torqued until cars at ride height, and we got it all back together under low. It's super nice not messing with old crusty hardware though. Tell you what. There we go. There's one. And number two is coming right up. How you doing today? And you know, because I know you're watching, Tanya, so how are you doing? Hope you're enjoying this video. I can't wait to get the new motor in here. If you guys didn't know, I'll be doing a video. We're going to pick up the motor here my time next weekend. It's going to be a little longer for you guys, but I'll give you a hint because you watched this long. Obviously, the factory 307 that's in this thing is not going back in it. We had a 365 stroker built, all scat, bottom end, Brodex heads. It's going to be pretty spicy little unit. Channing's getting rebuilt, and like I said, full disc brakes. There's videos coming your way on that. We're doing bare big, classic big brakes, front and rear, 13-inch rotors up front, and 11.5s in the back. It's gonna do everything that this thing should have done when it was made. It's gonna stop, it's gonna go, and if you don't know about these Hurst Oldsmobiles, they have the old lightning rod shifter. Kind of cool, little 3-stick. I'll show you in a minute. All right, well, I'm back. I consulted the directions. So it says after removing the two C-clips that you're supposed to just push this out, which That's basically pushing, I'm pretty sure. Beating on it with a hammer. Easy. You just need a little bing bong. That's all you need. And then we need ourselves a razor knife. So I got one right in my pocket with a dull blade and everything. Just what we want. Try to do this and not scum up our finish. I hate doing this. This feels like I'm not supposed to be doing it. You know? It's always cut towards your buddy, not your body. That's rule number one when you're cutting stuff. I hate cutting these brand new poly bushings up. It just makes me feel bad, but that's what you gotta do. You gotta follow the rules. Look at that, I marked it up. I mean, no, I didn't. Nothing the little Sharpie can't fix. Don't judge me. Okay, told you the blade wasn't that great. All right, bippity boppity, those are out. Just put that up there for safekeepings. And then, like I said, these guys go right in there. Hopefully I don't have to go down and track another, oh I do. I gotta go get my other pair that pinches and not pulls out. But why would they do the same? You need a pinch or pull out. All right, after 47 different tries, I finally got the right tips on the snap ring pliers, I think. Because they're tiny, tiny, tiny. Shoot off right in your eyeball, little jobbers. But I think, money. It's that easy, you guys. You just need a little satchel with a bunch of these little tips, which I'm lucky that my dad had. And then that bad boy drops right in there. Come on, don't make me a liar. Drop right in there. Like I said, I would struggle when you guys weren't watching. So what I did is I ended up getting this little piece of, I flipped it around, took the C-clip off, put it on the other way. Got this little piece of wood and just bing bonged the edge all the way down. Got it where it needed to live. And now we're ready to put the second and final C-clip in there. All right, so now we have our new swivel piece in there. I'll have to take my Sharpie and clean up this side from the razor knife. Made some boo-boos. That's my bad. We'll hit that with a Sharpie. No one will ever know unless you tell them, which you might, maybe. So we'll go ahead, get our anti-seize on there, get this bad boy built up. Like I said, I usually shoot for low. That's what we go for. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably just run this up inch from the bottom, and I'll put my anti-seize on there. That way we're only gonna go lower. I mean, let's be real. So we'll have that little section. And then when we get our ride height set, figure out where it wants to live, we'll wipe off the rest of the anti-seize and just have it under the collar. So that way it doesn't attract dirt and grime and get all crazy. That was relatively easy. I think I'll build out the other one just like that on time lapse, and then I'll put together the whole coilover, and you guys can see it all done with the top hat and all that jazz on it. So let's go. First set of gloves. So one thing I did, I'll bring in, I got to build the top of this one out, but I did go ahead and put together the thrust washer setup. So it's going to be washer on the bottom, then the thrust washer, say that 3 times fast, then another washer, and then our coil spring, and that goes up through the frame, nut bushing, George Bushington, and And that's a full setup. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the top hat on this one, and then I don't know what's keeping us from putting them in the car and seeing how pretty they look. So let's go do that, because I'm sure that's what y'all came here to see, some pretty stuff on a car. Maybe just me. Probably not me, but maybe. All right, well now we gotta install this bad boy. So I went ahead and took the top stuff off. I'll set this up here, right, where it's gonna fall down on the floor in like 30 seconds. I'm gonna need to pop this bottom ball joint, lower this arm down, and then we'll slide this whole kit and caboodle up from the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that so we can see the coilover in. And obviously, this is all brand new, so it just makes life so much easier. When you're taking this stuff apart, it's all brand new. And we'll use that bad boy to suck that whole kit and caboodle back up in there. One. I'm not going to drop anything. Not with you guys watching. Nice. Nailed it. I thought for sure I was going to have to film that again. Alright, washers on the top. Rubbers on the top. Boom. Springs seated. We'll turn that guy out. Line that up. Perfect. I think I can put the bolt in there. So that's cool. Do threads towards the back because it just makes the most sense to my little brain. I don't want to be driving around just getting junk in there. Get enough junk on anything else. Boom. Bob's your uncle. Fanny's your aunt. Okay, I'm gonna get that resaturated on there, pop that back up. With this bad boy, you don't need to watch that. I'll show you when it's all done and pretty. You know, I'll always tell you when I mess up. So what you're gonna go ahead and wanna do is you're gonna wanna bottom that lock ring all the way out, or you're gonna lift your car up, which I obviously can't lift my car up because it's on the lift. So just bottom that out. You can set your ride height once you get to that step. So coilover's in, boom, it looks awesome. Super jazzed about that. Got our bottom bolt in, got our top set up on. We'll go ahead, get that finger tight, and then we'll go through, tighten everything up, torque our bottom bolt, tighten up our top, put the jam nut on, and we'll be good to go. Next task at hand is going to be front sway bar. So we're going to go ahead. I already put the bushings on. We're going to put a little looby dooby in them. Toss these bad boys on there and get it in the car. All right. Well, we got our looby dooby installed in there. That just keeps all that stuff from squeaking. I'm going to go ahead and pop these on. Hope they're about in the right spot. And then I'm going to take this over to the car, set you up, and I'm going to try to prop it up with my shoulder. Get the bolts in there and see if I can not drop it on the ground. So let's go. See if I can do this one shot, not drop anything, look like a semi-professional. Or at least someone who can make someone proud. All right. I'm here trying not to ruin everything. when, I bet you that little red holder thing I was using a couple minutes ago, maybe that thing, that'd probably look pretty good if I was smart. And also like looking at you when I'm talking to you, that might be a thing. You know, always leave room for improvement on the next video. If you guys come back, just know I'm gonna get better, I hope. You guys shoot me some comments. Give me some feedback. I'll get better at this video thing. Maybe a little more entertaining, you know? Go watch some of the race videos, maybe that, or some with my friends. You know, sitting here in the garage by yourself, talking to yourself. It's just kind of it's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. Forgot my ratchet over here. But I'm getting used to it. It's like, you know, those 14 people that comment, it's like you're here with me, you know? Watching me do stuff out of order and have to take it off and put it back on. You know, it's kind of like the buddies. You're laughing with me. That's what I tell myself. You're not laughing at me. You're mostly laughing at me. Alright, cool. We'll get this thing sucked up the rest of the way. We'll go ahead and get these torqued on. And like I said, the cool thing about these are greasable. So that's snazzy. My Camaro sway bar I reused. It didn't come with new brackets. I had to reuse my factory one. So I went ahead and ordered the new kit, the level 3 kit for the 3rd gen. The new level 3 kit is gangster. My 3rd gen kit is awesome. The new one's more awesome one. But yeah, I just went ahead and ordered these from QA1. I went ahead and threw them on the Camaro. So now we're in business. Alright, well, look at it. We got 2 more things to put on. The sway bar action, and then minus steering. I think we're done up here. I don't think there's any more cool stuff to put on. Let's go see. Alright, well, I'm going to bring you in on this. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pre-fit these, because on the Camaro, putting these in, I had to, it's not easy. It's a bear. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and pre-check this before I'm on camera. People can make fun of me, and you're never going to believe this. So, boom, boom. Like I said, the Camaro, I had to put all this stuff on. Did I just drop something? No. I had to put all this stuff on, and then I had to jack up the car and load the control arms and get everything on there. And then I had to like wrestle it. And all I know is it was absolutely ridiculous. Of course, that side goes on perfect. This side's not going to go on. Well, I'm going to have to get it under there and jack it up a bit so we can get the dang nut on. See, I spoke too soon. The other side went right on. This side, I don't know, the coilover must be a little bit lower, so I have like that much less threads. Dang nabbit. Alright, well luckily that thing was right over there and I fished it. Fished it with my foot. Let's see if we can get this up enough where we can get on the kit and the caboodle. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got this. We're in business. We're dropping stuff, but we're in business. Get started. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Money bags. I'm gonna put a little more weight on it. Pull it down just a little bit more. Lifting up the car. That's a little sketchy. So you do have to load it a little bit, depending on where it is. I'm gonna put a wrench on that while I have the weight. Take it down just a little bit more. We're sway barred up. This is what's up. Easy peasy. What I'm talking about. Sway bar action, engaged. Now all we have is steering and front end done. Torque everything, double check everything. We're ready to party. Steering it is. Bring in, show you. I already showed you guys the meaty tie rod end links. We got new Moog tie rods, center link, and idler. All that's brand new, so we're going to go ahead. We'll get that thrown in there. I'll show you everything all the way done up here on the full level 2 handling kit on the front of this G-Body. I mean, it absolutely looks killer though on this car. So much better than the stamped doo-doo that comes on it. Look at that. All right, another awesome day in the shop. I am super excited about seeing this car just kind of transform into the street car that it should have been from the factory. It never got what it should have had, you know? We got brakes on there. We have the full QA1 suspension up front. Just completed that. I can't wait to see this thing handle. I can't wait to see this thing stop. And put the wheels on there, give you guys a little glimpse into the vision of the car. I'm just really excited about this. I think this is going to be probably one of the coolest builds I've ever been part of. And so, not only with the QA1 suspension, bare brakes, we got a built transmission, running the wheels, tires, and the motor. I figure I'll give you a sneak peek because you guys have been patient on this build. This is what's going to be going in this car. We debated LS, we debated all this stuff, and like I said, I want to give this car justice of what it should have been, what it could have been. This is a 4-bolt main 350 that has been bored out and turned into a 363 stroker. It is all forged internals, Brodex heads, 6-inch rods, SRP pistons, running Howard's cam. It's a 210, 230 lift with a 284, 288 duration. I kind of just told the motor builder what we were trying to do and kind of what the vision was behind this build. And I said, I'm not a motor builder, you are. I want something that revs like a NASCAR and sounds nasty when we pull in the parking lot. And he said, this is the motor. So I'm really excited to get this thing in here. I already got the trans, we already got the motor. We're gonna be running full what is it? The CVS? Glad I just blew that. CVS serpentine setup up front with the AC. Everything's gonna be black and aluminum. So just like the car, red, the silver, the black, the motor's gonna be two-tone, black engine bay. I think it should look pretty dang angry. I'm excited. We're gonna keep plugging away on this. So next video is gonna be motor and trans getting put together. We got some parts to order and keep pushing on this. This is going to be carbureted. I'm not gonna do a sniper or anything like that. We're gonna be getting a Holley double pumper built for it, or quick fuel, something of that nature. And yeah, it should be pretty fun. So stay tuned. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. So there's more coming on this, a bunch of other stuff. So thank you. Until next time, bon voyage.